Hello, everybody. Hope you are keeping well and coping about the Bruins Game 7 just a little bit, just a little bit less. I've sort of learned to, I've sort of just decided to put it in the past because honestly, right now I can't really focus on it too much because I am swamped with finals. Uh, uh, and also just a general attitude of let's look to the future. My main concern with the Bruins right now is not so much are we bringing back Bertuzzi, Orlov, and Hathaway. I mean, realistically, I would want us to bring back Bertuzzi because if we can bring back Bertuzzi, Zakar Bertuzzi, and Pastrnak will continue to be a fantastic line, but but it's not. But my main focus on the Bruins is not that. It's more so between guys like Lore, Merkulov, Beecher, and Lacelle. Who's gonna get the most ice time next year? My bets are on Beecher, on either Beecher or Lysell. Oh, Beecher is kind of the type. Beecher kind of needs it's the top the top line experience to, not really top line, but the NHL experience to I feel like to really get him into the next gear. And Lysell, if if some people walk, I can kind of see Coyle, Lysell, and Frederick as a very good third line. But the hype video that I've been working on, I've decided not to scrap it. That is going to be up by the end of the month. Because first of all, it's not going to be up within a week. It is. I am just. I need to fucking focus on final, guys. I'm mostly just doing this. It's just like, hey, here's like a little update, and then. But as soon as I get back home, I'm probably not gonna focus on doing it too much. Mostly just because I need some time to decompress. This might be just a little bit of a tough one to get through. But during this semester, the spring 2023 semester, my mental health has been taking kind of a it kind of sucked. Okay, it really sucked. Dysphoria is a bitch, as any trans femme would know. Oh, dysphoria sucks. I got hired by Black and Gold Productions, and then my mental health, and then that's sort of when my mental health decided to do one of those horny eagle death spirals. I couldn't get out. Work for them, and so within 3 weeks I was let go. I completely understood why. It was. I also could not. It was also just me being. It was also just. When I'm stuck in the wheeze, it's hard for me to communicate, as I'm sure many people with ADHD can understand. And also, I just need some time, my guys. I just need some time, everyone. And I know you all understand. I know all three of you who watch my videos understand. I mean, just sort of like reflecting on this past year, I had a lot of fun. In making these videos, and I know only a select few of them even saw major success. I think the only what is it? There was only like one video that even cracked 30 views. That wasn't a video about a signing of you know who, of a certain you know who. that happened in November. But and that video, for some reason, was after a 4-0 victory to the Sharks, in which Mikey Isamont just decided to be a dumbass. But I know these videos don't really get too much, and I want to try and make that better. And so during the and I want to try and make that a little bit less the case. So coming sometime this summer, I'm probably going to be making a dedicated Twitter page to this broadcast, and I am and I am probably going to be making a dedicated intro. Now, I will just say, switching to OBS is an absolute godsend. I've noticed that my audio quality is a lot better. It is a lot easier to catch the quality of the audio of my guitar, even though the actual playing ability is still kind of not great. But it has been it was a fun season. Don't let anyone forget that. Don't let anyone forget that. In a drunken rage, after I recorded Into the Den for Game 7, I nearly burned this shirt. I nearly burned this shirt, and a few things stopped me. One, I'm in a dorm. That's coming directly out of my out of my wallet. Second, it was raining outside. And third, even though the ending sucked, it was one hell of a ride. It was one hell of a ride, and it's not even, and we don't even know if this is going to be the last one for, and we don't even really know if this is going to be the last one for the gang. The only two members of our top 6 who aren't signed on for next year are Bergeron and Krejci. Bergeron hasn't made his decision yet, and Krejci has already said that he has. It's between two decisions: to continue playing for the Bruins or to retire. And honestly, given how this team played in the first two games of round 1, and with Coyle on the top line and Zacha in the middle, that might not be the worst. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and say that this team is going to completely suck next year. In fact, even going a little bit further down the for our entire top 9, if you extend it to our top 9, the only player that isn't signed on for next year is Frederick, and he's an RFA. So there's a decent chance that we get him back. Swayman's also an RFA. And he really wants to stay here. This team is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. It might go a little. Quality might go down a little bit, but I guarantee you we're gonna be fine. Our top 9 is gonna look largely the same. Our top 4 D-men are gonna be really good. By the way, I really don't understand the desire to bring back Orlov. The only thing that really makes sense for Orlov is a sign and trade. Give him a 5x5 and trade him away so that whoever gets him, so that we get assets for him, and whoever gets him gets the last deal of his career. And I think honestly you can sit there and maul and be like, no, I didn't have any fun this season. Bullshit. You had a lot of fun, and I know how I know that you jumped for joy when Ullmark scored that goal. I know that you were hyped as hell when we broke the pretty much every single regular season record. I know you were hyped when on a broken goddamn leg, Jake DeBrusk scores two goals in the Winter Classic. Speaking of the Winter Classic, during that Winter Classic Plaza in City Hall, during the in the days is coming up, leading up to the Winter Classic, probably the most fun I've had probably the most fun I had all season. Anyone who was there, you know that it was kind of a shit show. Oh, lines. Did I mention lines? Freaking, what is it? The line opens up for Charlie Coyle to take autographs, and he's immediately swamped with people to the point where they had to cut it off at 2:17 after doors opened at 2. It was crazy, but through it I met some pretty good friends that I had made on Twitter. I met my friend Mercy. I met my friend Ash. I met my friend Hannah. I met my friend Liv. Shout out to all of you for helping for making this season a good one for me. But let's get back to the topic at hand here. The hype video. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's about like 60 to 70% done. It's the biggest issue right now is just bring myself to watch the clips for the rest of for the season, and honestly, a lot of the big highlights are coming from behind the B. So it's also just like skipping forward in behind the B episodes until I get the clip that I want. Also trying to find transitions that aren't kind of tacky. Not really. I mean, DaVinci Resolve, which is what I'm using, has some pretty good transitions, but I also don't want to use the same transition over and over again. And I feel, crossfade works kind of fine, but at the same time, part of me is just like, well, but what if we do this? So, by May 31st, you can expect that video up. You can also expect me to. I do not know if I'm going to be making videos for each of the Stanley Cup final games for two reasons. One, I don't know if I'm gonna have work those nights, and two, I am going to be after the disappointing loss in the I don't know if I can stomach any more hockey that I haven't seen this season. Speaking of which, if you want my prediction for the Stanley Cup Finals, I think I'm gonna say this: Dallas beats the Leafs in 6. Miro Heiskanen takes home the Conn Smythe. Honestly, he deserves the Norris as well, but at the same, but come on, we all know that the Norris is basically the Art Ross, but for a defenseman at this point. But regardless, I wanted to make this short, and it's now 15 minutes and it's long. But that's gonna be it for me for right now. Oh, I don't know when I'm gonna see you guys next, but I promise you, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.